Good morning, everybody. Well, much better day in Wellington today. The wind has died down, so I'm pleased about that because I'm going to be on a plane this afternoon heading back up to Auckland and home to Warkworth. The purpose of my being here was really to touch base with my staff, my researcher, pull out the 4 or 5 projects that we want to tighten up, get some figures around and so on and so forth, so I can present to the New Zealand First Caucus when we come back on the 7th of February. So that's what we've managed to do. We've managed to pull those specific projects into their folders, gather all the pieces of information that we needed for them to start what is the presentation process, so that I can take the figures, the facts and the figures, and my suggested policy position for New Zealand First to caucus in February. It might be of interest to understand that while I'm working on policy for New Zealand First, I don't come up with the issue that I'm addressing. I don't just pull it out of thin air. New Zealand First policies are all created from the floor of they're created 2 ways, I suppose. They're created and mostly from remits that are delivered to the floor of our AGM every year by our members. So they put forward remit ideas, policy ideas. They put forward specific issues that they believe need to be addressed and solutions on how they should be addressed from a New Zealand First perspective. If they pass through the voting process of the floor, then that's something that we, the MPs, have to then pick up with and see whether, one, it's viable, does it breach any international treaties, is it already in place, or is it already being done but it's just not being carried through by the government department in an obvious manner, those sort of things. And if that gap is there, and then it's our job to actually work out how would we bring to life what is the desire of the members of New Zealand First. And that's the power of the membership. The only other way that policy is made is that an issue arises here in Parliament, a bill goes through, something happens that changes out there in society, let's say the selling off of all state houses, for example. And we need to respond to that. We need to have an avenue to respond to that. So that's where members of Parliament with that portfolio area would say, this is what's going on, this is a position that I recommend for New Zealand First, that goes to the New Zealand First Caucus. If we're challenged by the position, we make sure that we go all the way through to our 15 founding principles, if we have to. So that's how that happens. Okay, just a little bit of background about policy coming out of New Zealand First. Have a good day. Bye-bye.